Hey, it's JC and welcome to Small Brick City. Today we're going to explore how to create a detailed jungle scene. And this is my jungle scene, which is part of my overall Lego display. And it's called the Highlands because it's on the highest level of my city display. That's right up from the uptown. I'm going to take this opportunity to share how I create a detailed scene and what makes a great Lego city. Not just a jungle scene, but any type of display or scene. And I'm going to let you in on the basic design philosophy and secret, and that is the power of concept and details. Almost anyone with the time, space, and money can buy a bunch of Lego sets and lay everything down on base plates to create a Lego city. However, if you want to create an awesome Lego city, you need more than just the bricks and plates. While a large Lego city will seem impressive at first, it can lose its novelty very fast if it is just a collection of buildings and vehicles. But a Lego city with a well thought out concept or underlying theme has character and gives reason and meaning to the buildings and vehicles in the city. A brick city with a concept tells a story through the Lego builds and engages the audience. A small city with a good concept will beat a large city with no concept 9 out of 10 times. A concept will drive the vision of your city and give directions to what should be built in the city. It also helps to set your city apart from others and make it unique. The second part of the equation is the details. Besides a solid concept, what makes a Lego city truly awesome is the details contained within the base plates. Detailing covers the interior and exterior of buildings, the landscape, scenery, and overall intricacy of every build in the city. The more intricate the builds and the more details in the city, the more impressive and interesting it will be. Let's have a look at my Highlands jungle display and I'll discuss the choices and details I made to make it one seamless, cohesive display. I had a very clear vision of this jungle scene. I wanted it to look like some kind of an Indiana Jones archaeological kind of explorer's expedition. It combines many different sets together and I wanted to have a flow that moved from left to right. So it would start off with some kind of campsite that explorers would have set up and it would move gradually through different terrains and different sites that the explorers would discover. Naturally, the entire display is quite condensed and unrealistic in that sense because you won't have so many different terrains really so close together. But it does give a realistic cross-section of what you might consider an archaeological or exploration site. The right corner of the display consists of two main scenes. At the back is the thick jungle scene, which also seems like abandoned tree houses. This is the Star Wars themed Ewok village set 10236. But I've added much more texture so that it looks abandoned and overgrown. The explorer's campsite takes up a 16 by 32 stud base plate and it houses an outdoor kitchen, satellite workstations, supplies area, sleeping area, campfire, and portable battery-powered lights to light up the workstations. The design for this campsite really comes from real-world experience with over a dozen years as a scout, as well as all the time spent in national service in the army. Just behind the campsite is the truck from the Jungle Exploration Site set 60161. The campsite scene naturally flows to the river expedition scene, and the river starts with a suspended bridge on rocks. This was adapted from the Lego Ninjago movie Masterfall set, numbered 70608. The backdrop to the bridge is still part of the Ewok village set, but I also have a mock tree to the side of it that you might just be able to see. The bridge is also used as a visual device or connector to connect different scenes together seamlessly, and this is a technique I use for all displays in my Lego city. The bridge leads to some rocky terrain, which is really the top part of a riverbank, which holds a set of ruins, and this seems like a logical introduction to a larger set of ruins that await the explorers. This set of ruins and the cargo plane crash site next to it also comes from the Jungle Exploration Site. but I completely rebuilt the scene and the terrain to form a river bed and making it seem that this river is flowing through this rocky terrain and opening up to a lower level. You have to imagine that the river flows from the back of my display all the way to the front. I created this mock with a lot of blue bricks of various sizes as well as a lot of grey slope pieces. It is a really dense and heavy build, but combined with some plant elements really looks realistic. I used another connector or visual device to separate the scenes but still seem like an organic transition, and that's the use of the dark grey rock pieces to form kind of the riverbank on the left. This separates the river from the drier terrain for the final scene. The final scene in this jungle expedition display is supposed to be the big discovery site for the explorers, so I wanted to set it in a different terrain. In this case, I chose a very dry, rocky looking terrain, and the idea is maybe there was a river that flowed through before, but it's now all dried up. And it features the main temple from the Temple of Arjitsu set number 70751. I also used the 2 stone lions from the Temple of the Ultimate Weapon set 70617. And together with a lot of texturing, I made it into an old abandoned temple. The reason I mentioned why it may seem like a river has dried up is because there's the bridge from the Temple of Arjitsu set in front of the temple, and that is kind of dried up, so one can imagine that water ran underneath that bridge. Overall, the scene is very different from the rest of the display, yet it still fits in with the overall concept of the Jungle Expedition set. Maybe more questions are raised in terms of why is there an Asian style temple when there seems to be Western style ruins earlier on at the River Expedition scene, but that's all part of the mystery that wraps this overall concept and makes it for interesting display for viewers to look at. I hope you enjoyed my Jungle Expedition display and found value in the various techniques I shared to create a really great Lego city with concept and details. All the best to you in creating your own spectacular Lego cities and displays. Like this video, subscribe to this channel, and please leave a comment. Head over to smallbrickcity.com and do check out my Lego Ideas project. It's a one-of-a-kind magic museum, so please support and vote it. Check out the card in the video as well as the link in the description. Till next time, talk to you later.